Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is another in the series of the Rise of the Divine Feminine readings that I'm doing as the collective as a whole taps into our Divine Feminine energy. This particular reading is picking up on the energy of Mary Magdalene. Now I've been getting messages through from this Mary Magdalene energy for days. And so when I sat down to do this reading this morning, it was coming through strong. Today's been a bit of a funny day. Beautiful sunshine this morning, and I didn't actually get a chance to do the reading this morning, so I'm sitting back down this afternoon, but we've got a big hailstorm coming in. Starting to go into the Australian summer, and where I live, big thunderstorms in the afternoon. So it's quite dark. And in fact, the energy at the moment in the collective is very strange. My husband's working away at the moment. Now I'm in Queensland, which is in the top of Australia. It's 30 degrees today, but he's working down at the southern part of Australia, and they've had snow on the highlands down there. They haven't gone above double digits or single digits today. Very, very strange energy. So the cards that I've pulled in the pre-shuffle for this reading, I've got the Three of Pentacles. Now the Three of Pentacles is Mars in Capricorn, but in this instance, and as we tap into this divine feminine energy, it is the connection between divine feminine, divine masculine, and God. This spiritual connection that you are tapping into within the energy of this reading. But in order to tap into it, we've got the Tower. The Tower is Mars energy. Now the Three of Pentacles is Mars also. So some big, massive change that you have to make in order to tap into this Mary Magdalene energy. Now, if you know the story of Mary Magdalene, and there are many current TV shows that you can watch. There's a movie called Mary Magdalene. But there's also the TV series called Chosen. Now, Mary Magdalene herself was very different. In the movie Mary Magdalene, she had to break away. She had to leave her family home. She was betrothed to marry somebody, but she had to walk away from everything, turn her back on everything in order to follow a spiritual calling. The Tower. She tore the Tower down. And she walked away and followed Jesus and the apostles. Now, this is not a religious reading. We're just picking up on this energy. But something in your life, as part of this spiritual awakening, as part of tapping into your divine feminine energy, is making you walk away from something that you have some sort of foundation that you have built, or some sort of foundation that somebody else has built for you. As I said, she was betrothed to marry somebody and she walked away. Now in that movie, she was also a very caring, giving person. Her sister went into labor. She was the only person to calm her down. She had a real healing presence to her. But what came through in that movie was that it wasn't meant to be used in a small scale. It was actually meant to be something that was meant to be developed through her spiritual connection. Just had lightning. Through her spiritual connection and used on a grander scale. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now the Nine of Pentacles is Mercury. Now the Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. I don't know why I went to say Mercury in Virgo. Can you hear that thunder? Thunder brings the Tower down. That's the card of freedom. She had to walk away from everything that she knew in order to get this freedom. But she just wasn't walking away to anything. She was walking towards a spiritual path that was meant to be for her. And intuitively she knew. Now in Chosen, Mary Magdalene was portrayed as this crazed woman who was having all of these crazy thoughts. They brought the priests in to try and do some sort of, it's not called an exorcism, but essentially it was deemed that she was possessed by demons, by spirits. In other texts, she was portrayed as a harlot, a prostitute. And I think potentially it's because she brought the tower down. She did something different from what was the expectation. It might be something that's happening to you. You may be walking away from a family, from a career, from a long-term stable relationship. You might be walking away from a religion, especially if we're tapping into this spiritual aspect. Now, Nine of Pentacles for me is also my Mother Mary card. If you think of the Nine of Pentacles is Venus and Virgo. Virgo is the Virgin, and Venus is the Divine Feminine, the Empress, Mother Mary. And if you think about Mother Mary, she had that baby on her own. She had to walk away. She potentially, she faced judgment from Joseph and had that baby on her own because it was part of a spiritual journey that she was on. Now again, masculine or feminine, we all hold divine feminine and divine masculine energy within, no matter what your gender is. So just because we've got a feminine card here coming out, doesn't mean that I'm reading for female energy. Part of this journey is something that you have to walk away from in order to tap into this next stage. And as I said, all of these readings that I've got in these playlists, there's probably 12, 14 of them now. All different types of divine feminine energy that on this journey you will tap into, little fragments of them. You might hang in one energy for an extended period of time. It might be something that takes longer to work through, but you most likely will tap into all of them. So if you're called to any of those readings, go back and have a look. Let's get a card for you. Now, I will say, before I start this reading, if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I just heard the calm before the storm. All of my readings are timeless. If the reading resonates with you, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do post regularly. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs. I'm also an illustrator. So if you're called to any of those, the links to those can be found in the description box. This particular deck is my Divine Messages Oracle deck. Let's see what your guides want to say to you about this particular part of the journey, this Mary Magdalene energy that you are tapping into if this reading resonates with you. What do they want you to know? Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. Now that's exactly. If she had have stayed where she was, she wouldn't have been able to continue on her spiritual journey. And if you are not connected with your spiritual side, your spiritual self, your intuition, it actually makes this good health, physical, mental, it actually makes that out of balance. Because you need that spiritual health, that spiritual journey in order to balance. If you've got too much divine masculine energy and not enough divine feminine energy, it's not in balance. And we've got three here. Divine feminine, divine masculine, and God. God is your spiritual journey, whoever your God is. The spiritual journey that you are on. Let's have a look at what angel is walking with you. Michael. Political affairs and protection for travelers, a spiritual journey. And political affairs to me suggests that you've got people trying to stop you on this journey, like Mary's family did. Tried to stop her because I think her father in that movie basically said, or her brother said, once you actually go away with these men, with Jesus and the apostles, you are really going to be known as a harlot. No man will want to marry you. So it's that judgment card again. She had to. It was the politics. It was the politics of walking away. And she just had to follow that spiritual intuition that she had to say, just get up and leave. And this particular angel aligns with the Emperor, which is divine masculine energy. So she had to stand in her power, follow her intuition, follow her inner calling, her inner divine feminine calling, and then use her divine masculine energy to stand in her power, to walk away from what was no longer serving her, to bring the tower down on the foundations that somebody else had built for her. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's see where you have been. We're going to look at where you've been, and then I want to look at where you're going. Where you've been. Knight of Swords. Trying to defend your spiritual truth. If you can see in that card, she's being held back, trying to defend your spiritual truth. The Knight of Swords is Mars and Aquarius. Mars is this Emperor energy, but Aquarius is the rebel. Somebody who's rebellious is somebody who wants their independence. You can't tell me what to do. This is my spiritual journey. And in that card, it's all men. The Three of Swords. Now that's the card of heartbreak. It's Saturn in Libra. Saturn's your karmic teacher, and Libra is balance. Heartbreak in staying in a situation where there is no spiritual balance for you. And, you know, as I said, Saturn is your karmic teacher. It's the lesson that you learn. You have to live that lesson before you can pull the tower down. Understand how you are being held back spiritually. The Knight of Cups, now that is the moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is death and rebirth. A change that you want to make. By filling your own cup, the Knight of Cups is giving to yourself. Giving to yourself on your own spiritual journey. So I think this is the recognition of this on your behalf, and then starting to assert yourself to the people who are potentially holding you back. Hopefully we can keep this light because it is getting very dark. Yeah, Nine of Wands. It's a journey. It's a battle. The Nine of Wands is the moon in Sagittarius. Is this ever going to end? I'm thinking that Mary Magdalene movie, she actually had to get up in the middle of the night and leave because there were so many dominant masculine energies around her trying to keep her stuck. Ace of Cups, that's a divine blessing. Trying to keep her away from this divine blessing that she was meant to have. Now, in some contexts, she is depicted as Jesus' wife. A divine union that was meant to happen between these two people, but a divine union because to come into divine union with somebody else, you first have to come into divine union with yourself. Two of Cups on the bottom. Let's have a look at what's ahead for you. Where are you going? You're in this Nine of Wands energy. Is this ever going to end? Let's have a look at where you are going. Yeah. Truth. Speaking your truth. That's the Ace of Swords. That's Archangel Michael's sword of truth. Speaking your spiritual truth. This is my spiritual journey and I'm going to do what I want to do irrespective of whether you agree or don't agree. Actually, I watched Life of Pi. That came up in a reading a couple of readings ago that I posted. And I think the quote in there was, he was trying all different religions. And his father said, I would rather support you for you choosing one religion and making a decision to keep with that religion, even if it's not a religion that I like, than for you kind of being wishy-washy about what you want to do. This is you making a choice. Because when you make a choice and you lay the boundaries, you're basically saying to other people, I don't need your input in the decision-making process. That's already finished. Five of Wands. It's already finished. There's no other input in the decision-making process because you've already made the decision. The Five of Wands is Saturn in Leo. The Archer takes its shot. Leo is divine masculine energy. It is powerful, I call the shots energy. No more discussion energy. The Knight of Cups. I fill my own cup energy. Now the Knight of Cups is sitting under the Knight of Cups. So we've got double energy there. The Knight of Cups is the moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is death and rebirth. Scorpio is also Pluto. So it's transformation, it's revolution, it's doing something different. It's changing things up. If you think revolution is a circle, you're moving the wheel now. The moon is your emotions, but the moon is what's hidden. But you're saying, actually, I'm telling you my truth. I'm speaking my truth now. This is what you're heading. And I'm not going to have an argument about it. It's not going to be a battle because I've had enough. Because I am tapped into my divine feminine energy. Lightning again. I don't know whether you saw it. I'm tapped into my divine feminine energy and I'm moving forward on a trajectory that I want to move forward on. High Priestess on the bottom. Can you hear that thunder? I've tapped into my divine feminine energy. I'm following what my intuition is telling me to do. Even if it doesn't make sense to you. Pulling the Tower down. One more. I'm going after my own Ten of Pentacles. What is of spiritual value to me? Now, divine masculine energy, value is Pentacles. Divine feminine energy, the Ten of Pentacles, which is what that card is spiritual abundance. The Ten of Pentacles is Mercury in Virgo. That's why I said Mercury in Virgo before. There we go. You're moving from the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. Because you've tapped into this divine feminine energy. Page of Pentacles on the bottom. Page of Pentacles is the card of the student because you've learned to put weighted worth on your spiritual journey over what somebody else wants for you. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got on the bottom? Page of the Page of Swords, speaking a truth. Let's see what else your guides want to say to you. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is Mars in Gemini. I've got too many cards there. Goodness. Too many. Try and get this reading done before I completely lose the light. That is Venus in Aquarius. The Five of Swords. Lots of swords energy here. Maybe a worry that you are making the wrong decision. No, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's a worry that other people think you're making the wrong decision. The Six of Wands, but it's come up upside down. So a battle that you've been in with other people about potentially what they think is best for your life. You've said, no, Ace of Swords, I'm doing my own thing. And they think you've made the wrong decision. That is the Six of Wands. That card upright is victory after a long battle. Now, they've not won because you've said, actually, it's my decision. But they think that you're going to come running home with your tail between your legs. And they're going to be able to say, I told you so. We were right all along. Yeah, come running home with your tail between your legs. The Knight of Wands. They think that you're going to realize really quickly that you've made the wrong decision. Four of Cups on the bottom. That the decision that you've made, you will find disappointment in. Okay, Let's have a look if there's any other guidance from your guides. Elevation. You're on your way up. They're saying to you to be confident. I was about to say follow your path. It's very dark. I can barely read that. Follow your gut. Follow your path, as I said, was what I was about to say. Learning from hard lessons. This journey that you are on is part of a lesson that you are meant to learn, because it's part of the evolution of your soul, the part of the evolution on your spiritual journey of tapping into this divine feminine energy. Let's have a look if there's any other angel that is walking with you on this journey. This is real underdog fighter energy. Number 66, neurological disorders. Now, as I said to you, Mary Magdalene in the movie Chosen, she was meant to be possessed by the devil. She was seeing things. A lot of very, very influential people, biblically, I've got this thunder, biblically have visions. They see things. You think Joan of Arc, you think Moses hit his head on that rock and then saw the burning bush. You might have been having visions of where you need to head. God connects with people in mysterious ways, is what I would say to you. Information that comes to you through meditation, through just general prayer, through something, anything like that, that doesn't make any sense to anybody else but makes sense to you. And you just have to trust that. Divine contemplation, 47, because it's coming from a higher source. Number 10, good health helps with anger and rage. As I said, they thought that she was psychotic. Number 34, helps control anger. 2 there about anger. Maybe somebody's saying to you, you're not, potentially if you've got neurological things going on, that you're not well enough to make this sort of decision for yourself. Or that you've made a decision about a big change in your life because there's some sort of illness, and it could be something like a mental illness or something like that that they think is part of this decision that you're making. And number 3, spiritual communication and meditation. I just said that. Information that you get through meditation or prayer that doesn't make any sense to anybody else but makes sense to you, because it's the vehicle that God is choosing to communicate with you. Have a look, a moon oracle card. That's Scorpio, that's death and rebirth. New moon in Scorpio, time to tackle these fears head on. Don't be afraid. If you are being called in a certain way, go for it. That's what I would say. North node in Virgo. Virgo is the Virgin Mary. North node, if your North node rocks a Virgo vibe, buckle up for a ride of dedication, sharpen focus. Whoa, did you see that? I think I meant to do this reading in the storm. Oh, that's a bit creepy. If your North node rocks a Virgo vibe, buckle up for the ride of dedication, sharpen focus on details, and being the reality rock star everyone leans on. Remember, persistence beats perfection, so keep that completion flag flying high. And she was so dedicated to what she believed in spiritually that she left her life behind. She caused a thunderstorm in her world. Let's get a song. See if there's a song that gives us any more information about this journey that you are on. Faded. Alan Walker. You were the shadow to my light. Did you feel us? Another start, you fade away. Afraid our aim is out of sight. Want to see us alive. Where are you now? Where are you now? Where are you now? Was it all just my fantasy? Where are you now? That song's got references to Atlantis in it. That's talking about walking away. And the realization that perhaps your spiritual path is bigger than what the people you're walking away from can offer you. I want to say on a local level, on a more intimate level. Your spiritual path is bigger. Okay, let's get some messages from your higher self. Moving closer to union. That's union with yourself. Boundaries. Because you're putting up boundaries with people in your life that don't understand or don't support your spiritual journey. Soulmates. She walked towards her true soul family. She walked away from her biological family and walked towards her true soul family. She was known as the apostle of all apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. But in order to connect with that divine feminine energy, she had to connect truly, wholly, solely with her spiritual side. And the only way to do that was walking away from everything she knew. Patience and planning. It's part of a bigger plan that God has you on. What wants to come out there? It's upside down. I need some time to sort through my thoughts. It's upside down though. You've made a decision. I think in that initial row where I was talking about what you were feeling right now, what was happening right now, I think you've made the decision. You're just navigating how to extract yourself. Let's get you some Scrabble tiles. Okay, we've got an L and a 1, a Z and a 10, an I and a 1, an M and a 1, I'm. That is self. A Q and a 10, a K and a 5, Queen and King, divine feminine, divine masculine energy within that you are balancing. An S and a 1, an O and a 1. A funny, was a school teacher many years ago when my kids were at school, and they were teaching the kids what to say if somebody tells you something or says something mean and nasty to you about something that you are doing that they either don't understand or don't agree with. It, like in this instance, your response is just so. If somebody says, I think you're ridiculous for doing that, so it's almost, it cuts the conversation off. You're basically saying to them, I don't care. Try it. Simple. E and a 1, a U and a 1, that's, maybe you're moving countries. A J and an 8, a W and a 4, a H and a 4, a B and a 3, more lightning out there, an A and a 1, a P and a 3, and a G and a 2. Now finally, I'm going to get you 3 cards for this journey that you're on, because I think I'm really well and truly going to lose the light. Just want anything else that your guides want to tell you about this journey. Oh wow, it's destined. The star, that's Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel. That's very sweet. 8 of Pentacles, destined journey that you are meant to take. The 8 of Pentacles is the sun in Virgo. As I said, Virgo is the Virgin Mary. If you think of somebody who's a virgin, of of a virgin. It's untouched, it's pure, it's this beautiful new journey that you're destined to go on, this spiritual journey that you are tapping into, potentially part of yourself that you're tapping into for the first time. Eight of Pentacles, putting the work in. And we did have that up here, North Node in Virgo. Buckle up for a ride of dedication, sharpen focus on details, and being the right reliability rock star everyone leans on. Because the more you tap in to the destined path that you're meant to be on, the more you draw people in to the essence of the spiritual journey that you were on. And that's what she did. When Jesus in Mary Magdalene, the movie, when Jesus and the apostles couldn't talk to the women, she stepped in. Page of Swords, and spoke to them. That kind of almost kindred spirit vibe, because they trusted her, because she was in her divine feminine energy. The Page of Swords is the sun in Gemini. The King of Pentacles, she stepped into her divine feminine energy. And as I said before, the Ten of Pentacles, divine masculine, is 3D abundance. For the divine feminine, it's spiritual abundance. I'm going to get one more card. Yeah, death and rebirth. How beautiful. And on the bottom, the Chariot. This journey that you're on is a massive rebirth for you. Excuse the tippy-tappy of my dog's feet. He's come close because he's afraid of the storm. So that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this reading. As I said, if this reading resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of future readings. This reading will be in a playlist. Please feel free to have a look at some of the other readings in that playlist. Anything that you're intuitively called to. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.